Why didn't we win 2020? Well, 2021, I mean, we've got to go in, we're coming into the championship, I feel, as one of the championship favourites, I would like to think. We showed what we could do in 2020, and, we will carry on from that with what we think is an improved package. I'm Steve Rogers, McAMS Yamaha team owner.
I remember I was 18 and I got to the end of that year of my first, it was only a part-time job, but it's not that I hated it because I liked the people, I just didn't enjoy working, I just wanted to ride my motorbike. And I came and I wrote a letter to Dad. I think he's actually still got the letter somewhere, and I just basically wrote a letter saying, I'm gonna put, if you let me not work next year and just let me have a year of concentrating on my racing, I says, I'll literally put all the effort in, I'll do everything possible to try and make it happen. I was really nervous giving him the letter, but he accepted it and he was like, right, okay, I'll trust you. And I did it, and I finished third, I think, in the championship, but then the following year I won the British Supersport Championship in my first year, so then it was prove to him that I was willing to put the effort in almost. And then the rest is history. I haven't worked a day in my life. No, you got to do it on the camera. On the camera. Here. Ready? Whoa, that was a good one. Going into the off season, everyone's at the peak, riding ability going into the last round, and for the bike to be as strong as everyone else is, and be as competitive as everyone else, it was a nice feeling going into the winter. It was nice knowing that we've got a strong package already. We can kind of fine tune it and try and get the last % out of the bike coming into this year, and I think that's what we've done. At the last test, the final test at Donington, then we ended 1-2 in the timesheets, and with a bike that's very, very similar to last year. I mean, that's a nice feeling when all the teams are getting new parts and new bikes, riders have changed teams, and it's nice knowing that what we've got is strong, and we haven't had to do a lot to change it.
Who's this? Ah! What are you doing? Hey. We can hear you. We can hear you. You okay? You had a good day? Had a good day?
It's been my most peaceful off-season that I've had, meaning that I'm not wondering anymore. I know I'm capable. I know the team's capable, I know the bike's capable, I know that we're competitive, so I know that. So my mind was at ease all off-season, but it's also been the hardest off-season I've ever had, because finishing second last year hurt me more than any other year, because at the end of the day I lost, I didn't win. And when you finish 5th, or you finish 10th, or you finish 8th, or you've had problems or whatever, you don't accept it, but you weren't close, so it seems further away. Whereas when you're second and you could have won and you didn't, you think that cuts a little bit deep, So it's been a really, really good off season. It's been a long off season, really long off season, but sort of like two contradicting things there. I've had a peaceful off season, but I've also had a hard off season.
We've managed to keep the same team pretty much all the way through, which is a good thing. So that's 3 years in a row now. Consistency is what we need. We need the riders to have the faith in the people around them, and also you need the same people working with the bike all the time. They know it inside and out, and that's how you get the best from the package. Yeah, it is unusual to keep the same riders, I guess, for 3 years. But for ourselves, it was the best way forward. You know, the riders know the bike. You know, and that for us, that's the best way. You know, we need consistency, and I feel that was the best way about going about it. You know, they will both, I expect them both fighting for podiums week in, week out. The key for Taz is consistency. But I feel this year, you know, it's his 4th year on a superbike, and I have every confidence that he'll be, you know, on the podium week in, week out.
This is like the Wednesday before Assen and just ran his neck over.
I remember you telling me that when we did that.
We didn't tell Dad. We didn't tell Dad, and then we got to Assen. Taylor took the top of his leathers down, and his whole arm was just like. Dad was like, "What's that?" Like, yeah, Taz ran me over.
Yeah.
We've got a rule as well that you don't ride that close together.
Yeah.
Give each other a little bit of room. Dad influenced me a lot when I was younger, I'd say. We cut a lot of corners and skipped a lot of things out purely because he's been there and done it all. Yeah, it's been beneficial for me and Taylor over the years. As far as like results, at the start of the year was a struggle. I expected to go into the first round at Donington and be at the front. I was riding around in I think I was 7th, 8th and 9th or something at the first round when, especially in COVID, you had a lot of time to think. There wasn't a lot to do, and I was thinking I'm going to rock up and do the triple here and set the year off on the right foot, and that wasn't the case. And then after that, I think in the last 6 races, I was on the podium 4 times. So it ended on a real high for me, which was nice. And so I could go into the off-season in a happy place, I guess. I wasn't very satisfied with finishing 5th in the championship again. But to beat the championship rivals like Josh and Jason, Christian, beat them in races or be with them and be as competitive as them, that was a nice feeling going into the winter. My goals for 2021 is to be the 2021 Bennett's British Superbike champion. That's why McAMS Yamaha employ me. It's to fight for that championship, and something that I work for and get up every day to. It's what I've got in my mind is to try and be the best rider I possibly can be, and try and train and do everything possible to get the best results possible, and hopefully come the end of the year that means it's being British Superbike champion.
So just trying to mix those things up like we've been talking about, trying to get the intensity and that intent.
Yep.
Come on, keep it on, keep it on, keep it on. All the way through. Come on, all the way through. Last bit of work, come on, keep it on. Well done, mate.
I've put a lot of work in this off-season. Quite lucky that I've got great people around me to make sure that we're not doing too much, because you can overtrain, you can wear yourself out. But physically, you know, I made a big step last year. You can see by my performance in the races last year, most of my fastest laps come towards end of races, and we've moved that on again this year. I've asked for certain things off my guys at Loughborough of what I want to improve and how I want to improve it and what I want to do in races, and they've tailored and structured things around that to give me what I need. And yeah, it's we'll find out. You know, we'll find out in a week or so. The British Championship to me is like it's my international championship. I didn't grow up here. I come from Australia to here. Some people strive to be in a world championship. Well, this is sort of my world championship. But if I could be British Superbike champion this year, you know, it would mean the world. It would justify a small part of the sacrifices that we've made. It's what's kept me here for as long as what I've been here, because I want to be British Superbike champion. That's the one target, one goal that I have. My situation is very different to other people's situation, and you know, it's it does push me to be better, and it does push me on to, you know, there's no plan B, there's no plan C. It's this or nothing, and you know, the missing the family and the friends and all that is a big sacrifice that I made, and I chose to make it. But you know, I want something for it. I want a championship for it, and that's what we're going to try and do.
To win the British Championship, well, we've tried for many years and always seem to finish second. You know, I think second 4 times now in Super Sport and Superbike. So yeah, you know, we need to win it.
And it's the opener for the British Superbike Championship. What a getaway for Jason O'Halloran. The O-Show rips off the line and beats teammate Mackenzie into the first turn at Copse.
You may have seen McAMS on the grid and winning races at British Superbikes. You may have seen one of our delivery vans around the UK. So who are McAMS and what do we do? McAMS is one of the UK's largest accident management companies, helping over 3,000 bikers every year get back on 2 wheels after a non-fault accident. So what is a non-fault accident? You may have been hit at a junction or a roundabout. You may have been hit from the rear at a set of traffic lights. Your bike may have just been knocked over whilst in a car park. If you've called us instead of your insurance company, or been referred by your local motorcycle dealer, if McAMS can assist you with your claim, we will get you back on 2 wheels within 24 hours. You may need your bike to commute to and from work or even college. It could be your only form of transport. Here we are at our London depot, and as you can see, we have a full range of bikes to suit every rider. For example, if you've had an accident on a sports bike, we could be delivering you one of our Yamaha MT-10s. If you ever have a non-fault accident, make sure you call McAMS or visit your local motorcycle dealer.